So recap number 2 is the story about dropping my phone before I got into the Uber. So what happened was, I have my large rolling suitcase that I bring with me to the beach, and it's kind of like late start, whatever. But I was loading the suitcase into the trunk of this Uber, and my phone dropped. So battery came out, like all of it. So I get in the Uber, I put the battery back on, try to turn it back on, and by this time I'm probably 4 miles away from my house, headed toward Hollywood area, going south, so get it all turned on, and now we're in Hollywood, and it's Uber carpool, so I had somebody in the car there too, and he was getting dropped off on Wilshire. So my phone comes on, and the entire screen is just black. It looked like maybe some dye, some dye exploded in the screen or something. I don't know, but I couldn't see anything. Meaning that if I go all the way to Venice Beach with the phone that you can't see anything on, how am I going to use a phone to order an Uber home? And it's an hour and a half, or an hour at least drive for me to get to the beach. So, or ride, I mean. So it's I start panicking, oh my gosh, once I get out there, I mean, I could find somebody, and or the guys that work at the t-shirt shop, maybe ask them hey, could you use your phone to order me an Uber? But I really just didn't want what if they don't have the Uber app, or it's too far for me to be that far away from home, no car, no phone, it's dangerous, So I start panicking, and at first, of course, I think no, just go to the beach, figure it out when you get there. You could have somebody order you Uber back or whatever. But even if I wanted to catch the bus, I have to use my phone to figure out what bus is coming, where to be, what bus stop to go to. It's just it's so important to have your phone when you're gone like that. So when the Uber lady stopped to drop off the other passenger, I asked her hey, I have to get out here. I'm still close enough to my house. I'm 8 miles away from my house. So can I please just get out here? So she's okay, and Uber charged me triple because I don't even want to go there. Uber. Ugh. So now it's the hottest day in LA. It was literally 107 degrees. And I'm in the middle of Hollywood with my huge heavy ass rolling suitcase and my canopy tent on my back, and I had no clue exactly where I was. I was Wilshire and Second or something like that. So now I start to panic, and I'm now what? I don't have a phone, I don't have a laptop, and I'm in Hollywood, but I know I'm semi close to home, and I don't have any of my contact information, because you don't memorize any of that stuff. It's all just in your phone. You don't think your phone's going to totally break like that. And so I end up walking with this rolling, and one of the wheels on my rolling suitcase is broken, so I kind of have to lift it as I'm walking, hold it up and kind of carry it too, but the other kind of bounce it out, because the other 3 wheels still work. So I just have to take some pressure off that back wheel that doesn't work, and it's just a pain in the ass. And I was wearing flip-flops, so of course I ran my pinky toe over 20 times with this stupid rolling suitcase, trying to get across all the crosswalks super fast. And yeah, so after I don't know, I felt 2 miles. It was so hot. I stopped under a tree in some shade, and this really nice guy, I can't even remember his name. He was parking, he pulled up to this nice house, and he was parking, and I just asked him, I was okay, do you know which way is Poinciana? And because I was on Fountain, and I have my best friend in the whole wide world. She lives on Fountain and Poinciana, and I've only Ubered there, so I don't really pay attention when I'm in the Uber, so I didn't really know my surroundings, but I knew at that point with my rolling suitcase and where I was on Fountain. I managed to find Fountain, so because I kind of know the area in general, but as far as getting to her house, it's yeah. So I'm on Fountain. I ask him, do you know which way is Poinciana? Is it this way or is it that way? And he's you all right? He's I believe it's that way. And I was I'm all right. I'm just I'm stuck. And I'm trying to get to my friend's house so that she can order me an Uber home because my phone is broke. And he's like, okay, well, Princera is like that way. It's like 2 miles, you know. He's like, do you want to ride? And I trusted him. I mean, you know how you can just tell when people are like genuine and like, or they're like scumbags, you know? So I was really appreciative of the ride, took the ride, got to Dana's house, and she wasn't home, so I waited on her in front of her house, like on the stairs, and it just gave me like a lot of time to kind of figure out like, okay, like what now? How am I gonna get another phone? Like, whatever, you know. So she showed up. She was like super surprised, and it was a good surprise for her to see me, and I was able to use her laptop and contact like people, because the problem was I actually had a braid appointment waiting at the beach for me. So I was able to like contact her and contact my another ride that I had like set up for a commute that I was doing out of town, and I contacted him, and then kind of cooled down, like spent some time with Dana, and then she was able to order my Uber to my house. And once I got to my house, it was all cool because it's like I have my laptop. I mean, I don't have Wi-Fi, but I have my bike and I have my laptop, because I was kind of panicked because it's like, okay, once I get home, I can't even order an Uber to go to Wi-Fi, you know, and there's really nothing like too close by me, like Starbucks or whatever, to like go use their Wi-Fi, you know. So, but what I did was I had my laptop and I had my bike, so I hopped on my bike, and it was like 100 and in the valley it was like 110 or more. It was so hot, but I needed to like get to more like contact to like get a phone or like whatever. So I rode my bike to the Denny's and contacted like everybody I needed to contact to get a new phone, Metro PC, and you know, and I found like the closest Metro PC to Denny's. I rode down there, and luckily I had like you know, an upgrade. So now I'm using this new phone that I just got with the case and a screen protector and all the works, because I never want to be in that situation ever again. That was so frightening. Walking down there with my suitcase in the heat or in general was annoying and frightening. And it's like, I thought I was going to have to spend the night on a bench, you know, in Hollywood. I know it sounds like no big deal, but like honestly, it wasn't fun, and it ruined my entire like braiding day. I wasn't even able to make it to the beach at all, obviously, that day. So total bummer, like total loss. And so that's my phone story, or like no phone story, or broken phone story, or whatever.